Hi, I'm Pat Keeling. I run Pat Keeling Model Agency, which I started in 1977. And prior to that, I did a lot of photographic modelling, catwalk modelling. Enjoyed the whole bit, entered lots of competitions, became BBC Golden Girl, and never stopped.
How important do you feel your family have been on your career as a model?
My family have been very important, starting back with my grandfather, who was Percival Turney Keeling, born in Heanor, Derbyshire in 1882. He was actually headhunted to work in Aberdeen in 1912 for a company called McTaffert's, and they were hosiery and dyers to the industry. And my father in 1920, Albert Samuel Keeling, was born in Aberdeen. But in 1921, the whole family moved to Leicester because my grandfather was headhunted by Wolsey, Abbey Meadow Mills. And their first home in Leicester was on Ross Walk, which is opposite Wolsey Abbey Park. And later they moved to Shaftesbury Avenue in Belgrave. My father, Albert Samuel Keeling, had the opportunity in 1934 to set the entrance exam to the Gateway School, which is now Newark Houses Museum. That was a wonderful start for any young person of his age, because that was the stepping stone to a good career. And my father used to have a day release to the Technical College opposite the Gateway. And at 16, when he left school, he set up a laboratory in Birstall for a company called A.D. Godfrey, Dyers and Finishers.
How important do you think your mother was? Because she was a dancer, wasn't she? Did that influence your job?
My mother was a tremendous influence on me. She was a professional dancer. She had all the letters after her name. She taught Giacchetti ballet, tap dancing, ballroom dancing, character dancing. She did the lot, and it was her life. She loved teaching, and at the age of 18 she set up her own dance school in Leicester under the name of Miss Ingham.
What about the local history and the history of Leicester? Do you think that was important to you in your career?
Yes, in 1969 I started modelling. And I actually left school at 15 with no particular qualifications. At that particular time, you could leave school at 15 and just get a job anywhere. There was no problem getting jobs at all. So one of my early jobs was working for Bellman's, which was on the Clock Tower in Leicester. And at that particular time, I'd just started modelling as well. And I had the opportunity to do the tights packaging for Bellman's, and my manager S.K. Riley said to me, if you take the day off, Pat, you might as well not come back. And I had to make a decision, and I did the modelling. And when I met up with Kay quite a few years later, she said, it's a good job I gave you the sack, Pat, and we just had a laugh about it. But I also worked part-time for Dulcis, the shoe people, and I ended up on the front of the Shoe Weekly News, Footwear News I think they called it at the time, and then I started entering various competitions.
You did a little bit of knitwear modelling too, didn't you?
I've done quite a lot of work. I mean, one of my fantastic experiences was to go to Iran in 1973 and do a fashion show at the Sheraton Hotel in Tehran. And that was with a company called Knitmaster, because they were selling their home knitting machines to the Iranians. In the winter it gets extremely cold there, so they thought they were on to a good thing. And of course, the reason that I actually went there was because the Iranians came to Leicester when Leicester used to have its big hosiery exhibitions, and they saw what we were doing in Leicester and wanted to take the show to Iran. That was a wonderful opportunity.
So where did you go from being the BBC's Golden Girl and all these great successes on television and things?
Well, I obviously did a lot more modelling, went to lots of different countries. I started my own business in 1977 because I thought I can't go on forever. So it was a choice which proved to be very good, and obviously still following in a business that I've got a passion for, and I've loved training new people to come into the business. I've done lots of work obviously with the business. We did the Junior Fashion Awards at the Dorchester Hotel in 2000. Lots of shows for the Leicester Mercury at the De Montfort Hall. We used to do those twice a year, and it only stopped because the De Montfort Hall needed to be refurbished. I think that was around about 1993, so had some wonderful years producing shows for the Leicester Mercury. And more recently we've done lots of work in the Haymarket Shopping Centre, all the shows there, and one of our main clients is Next, which we work for every day of the week, and we've done shows for them celebrating their 25 years in business.
So your own model agency has been a bit of a journey. What obstacles have you had to deal with?
Well, during the journey I've had 3 children, which being self-employed, worked up till I had to go into hospital, straight out of hospital, straight back to work, because obviously you don't earn any money if you're self-employed. So I've had a few things to contend with, and when I was having my 3rd son, I actually got taken into hospital earlier than I thought, and I asked my mother if she would come and help me, because she was obviously into the dance when she was younger, and she said to me, well, I will come and help you, but I'll lose you every pupil you've got. And I said, oh no, I'm sure you won't. But anyway, she doubled the pupils I'd got. She was fantastic, because she was the old school, she wouldn't stand any nonsense, she got the discipline and she got the results. So my mother came to help me in 1987, and she stayed with me up until around about the age of 82, which is absolutely marvellous. And wasn't I lucky to have somebody as an ally and to help at the office and with my pupils. So my mother was a wonderful influence, and of course we helped each other, and we produced lots of shows together, and I miss her very, very much. She passed away early January 2010, so yeah.
And if you had to pick one of your skills or assets that has really helped you through your entire career, what would you say is the most important thing?
Oh my, guts and determination. I think so, yes.
So where's the Pat Keeling brand going to go now?
We'll certainly continue, but let's face it, probably with passionate, like-minded younger people, because I can't go on forever. Who knows what the future's going to bring?